I respect the choice of the vegans.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
Tonight on the show, we're gonna make a pumpkin soup. I'm sure we've made pumpkin soups before. Is this one different? Who can say? Today is the day after Election Day, which means it's the perfect time for us to express that we have no political opinions. That's it. That's all I had to say. Okay, we're making pumpkin soup. It is the season for pumpkin soup. You know, maybe the election results got you thinking about pumpkin soup for whatever reason. Is it good? Is it bad? Who can say? Today's pumpkin soup will feature this $2 pie pumpkin that I got from Kroger and a kibosh squash from Japan land. I think that's where kibosh squash, well, that's where it's popular at least. So we are going to open and gut our pumpkins, and other things in this dish will involve a whole bunch. Oh no. It's not rotten, it's just really
I fought an incredible battle with a pumpkin
the other day.
a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Trying to cut the lid off to make a beer cheese dipping sauce
Yeah.
that would be baked within the pumpkin.
Oh.
And that pumpkin had the thickest skin I've ever seen.
This is a really
on a freaking.
This is I'm in a similar situation.
You know, we have a couple pumpkins out on the porch too.
Well, I also have
There
that,
we go.
that cheese pumpkin. I think I'm gonna pivot because this pumpkin is so hard it
Put
is
that one on the porch.
impenetrable by blades.
That's pretty hard. Is that edible?
Yeah, it's a cheese pumpkin. You never heard of a cheese pumpkin?
Never.
Does it look like a wheel of cheese?
Yeah, they're very delicious.
You bought it from a historical farm.
Yeah. This is a cheese pumpkin. We're pivoting. Cheese pumpkin. Grown at a metro park. I gave them a donation to secure this pumpkin. An old guy in historic farmer costume was like, I'm washing pumpkins. This feels way better.
That's obviously
Yeah, this is.
better to work with.
Yeah.
It's a hollowness you can hear.
Oh, yeah, this is way better. Anyways, we will also need a lot of mushrooms for what I'm thinking of for this dinner.
Are you cutting
So-
it as a jack-o'-lantern?
Well, I gotta open it up so I can scoop out the insides, and then I was gonna cut it from there. But you think I should just give it a lop?
Cleave it in twain.
Okay, alright. Everybody's a critic. Been trying to explain on the show for the past 5 minutes that we also need a lot of sliced mushrooms, and I would like Kevin to slice those mushrooms over there, please, if it's not too much to ask.
Phil, consider this. Will it be easier to scoop the innards out of it as a bowl or when it's cut in half?
I don't know.
He just works here.
Don't know.
Oh.
Phil, I was too busy criticizing you to hear your instructions.
Wash and slice the mushrooms,
Okay.
please. If it's not too much to ask.
What kind are they?
They're criminal mushrooms. Criminal mushrooms for the day after Election Day. But we don't have any opinions on that matter. The legal status of those mushrooms is not related to the election. What about this pumpkin made you think it would not be edible?
The unhealthy pallor of the exterior.
What? It's like a butternut squash.
Yeah, but a butternut squash is a butternut squash.
Well, I think the cheese pumpkin might possibly be a little bit of a hybrid, maybe.
It just looked kind of ornamental to me.
Sometimes you look a little ornamental to me.
Well, I'm a good-looking guy.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so we're gonna chop the pumpkin into further pieces. Further. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna need to chop it into even further pieces. Whoa, it broke. That was crazy. All right, I threw it on there. I got the chef's bottle of olive oil. I'm gonna drizzle it and put it in a drizzle bottle so you can be like, I'm a chef. It's called the power of marketing. I'm gonna give it some salt. And by the way, I got some bacon cooking in there. Part of my idea today is we're gonna have a warm seasonal soup made of pumpkin. And I would like to pair that with something that's a little higher in protein and other tasty things. So I'm thinking of making, I think the fancy culinary term is toast points. There's just toast. The triangles are gonna be funny because I got oblong bread, so they're gonna be very pointy. They're gonna be, it's not isosceles, is it? Isosceles? No, isosceles has two of the same. And my idea is to layer them with accoutrements of mushroom, bacon, and cheese. So we're gonna prepare our mushrooms today. Got some clarified butter and some olive oil, and we're gonna cook these mushies down until they are delicious. Kevin very thoughtfully chopped these mushrooms. Thank you, Kevin. All right. So the way I like to do mushrooms is I like to just get a pan going and just cook them. Just cook them and cook them and cook them and let them cook down. You release the water, you kind of fry them up. Good stuff. Good stuff all around. All right, I wanted to roast some onion. I'm gonna do 2 onions. And I think I might just like literally throw these on top of the pumpkin and just hope that it works out. I think it'll be fine. I have a couple of slices of ginger, some random garlics, which I'm not gonna peel. And my idea is I'll just throw them in there and hope for the best. Think it'll work, Kevin?
Oh yeah.
Well, I managed to burn some of the bacon. Well, it's just well done.
It's flavor.
It's fine.
Carbon-based life forms should eat some carbon.
Thank you, Kevin.
Bacon.
Yeah, Arthur loves bacon. Yeah! And our bacon fat will go straight into mushrooms, which are now have become incredibly unhealthy, having 3 different sources of fat, which I'm sure will be quite tasty. All right, we'll be back in a little bit.
What kind of cheese are you grating, Kevin?
The kind that Phil handed to me.
I have no idea if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Piave, P-I-A-V-E. It is adjacent to Parmesan, not made, I don't think it's made in Italy, but it is a similar hard cheese, but it is softer and more supple, and most importantly, was on sale. Here's my isosceles triangles. I feel like I saw, what's the one with 2 sides that are the same? Well, I thought scalene was 3 different sides.
I think that's isosceles.
Cocoa.
Who can say? Math. It's unknowable. Look at my creative triangle placement. I'm optimizing for surface area by using my brain. You know, after the results of the election, I think I'll continue to use my brain. Other bold statements coming up in 10 minutes. I've only fit an odd number of triangles. I don't think I did it optimally. I just want to update, look at these beautiful mushrooms that are literally deep fried in 3 kinds of oil. Yeah. Yes. Also, Kevin cut them thicker than I personally would have, but that is quite literally perfect for this application. He anticipated what needed to be done. He didn't talk about it. He's a maverick.
I knew they would be cooking for a long time, so I cut them big.
Like a bowl in a mushroom shop.
A bowl?
Yeah.
Bowl?
A bowl in a mushroom shop. All right, these shroomies are booming. We're gonna pop them out, and these are gonna go on our toast points. I am reserving the mushrooms because we're gonna eat those, and then I'll wait for the grease to cool a little bit before I empty it out of the pan. Save it, use it. Think about the possibilities and the possibilities. I specifically will probably cook potatoes in this, and it's gonna taste amazing. That is 1 pound of mushrooms, by the way. 1 pound, what it cooks down to. And I'll let that cool a little bit before we try it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is tossing some mushrooms around on our toast. I'm being a little bit too messy with them because I already ran out of them. So I'll pull some last ones out. Oopsie doopsie. And then what we'll do from here is put all that cheese on that toast. All right, so this cheese is a hard cheese, which means that it will lose a lot of its volume when cooked. So, you know, don't hold back, right? You know, it's the day after election day. What do you got to lose? Nothing, because we have no opinions on the matter. Nothing to lose. Everything to gain by eating all the cheese you can. It's so fluffy. and fun. Okay, I think it would be difficult for me to actually fit more cheese on there, so we'll save some of that as a garnish, or we'll just snack on it. And this is gonna sit exactly here until a little bit later when we've finished our soup. Because we don't wanna make the toast too far ahead of time, don't want it to get soggy or not hot, you know. Let's try a mushroom. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Man, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, mushrooms cooked in bacon grease. That's my personal future. I can't speak for anything else, but
Kevin's on a one-way road. All right. It's been 20 minutes on the pumpkin, maybe a little bit longer. Let's poke it. Oh, we're getting a little tender. Yeah, it's looking good. But remember, because we're roasting, we want a little bit of caramelization. That'll be flavor. Oh, but it's looking good. Looking real good. We'll let that keep going, and that's all we have to do for now. We'll be back after this word from your butt. Holy pumpkin. All right, check out our pumpkin business. So we've got quite a bit of liquid in the pan. That's good, that's a flavor. That's a flavor. Now I'm wondering, oh yeah, that's what we want. We're gonna peel the skin because the skin of the pumpkin is the devil. And we do not want to put it in our bellies. I don't know why I said that.
as determined by the Puritans 400 years hence.
That's right. Kevin, would you like to peel the pumpkin skin?
I would not like to, but I will.
What if you just also got a pair of tongs and we both did it?
Just picked at it?
Yeah, you know. You know, this feels like suboptimal. I don't feel like I'm doing this right. Local men peel pumpkins on a Wednesday night. Will we be back? Who can say? All right, so I'm packing in my blender with some of this good stuff. And depending on what it looks like when we're through with this part, I may run it through a strainer for optimal smoothness, or I might not. When we run it through a strainer, I feel like we're gonna remove some of the fiber, which is good for you. We're at the max capacity. It's accelerating. All right, this is gonna be thicker than a Snicker. So we have a beautiful roasted cheese pumpkin puree, which is in fact thicker than a Snicker. I don't know, guys. I think that we don't need to run it through a strainer. I think we should have it rustic style. Yeah. Oh, it's very good. So the onion is very pronounced because it didn't roast that much. We should have roasted that onion longer. So there's definitely like an onion flavor, but the pumpkin itself is deliciously sweet. It's quite tasty. So I'm totally out of room over here. So what we're gonna do is transfer this into the pot. I have a little bit more pumpkin to blend, and then we will doctor our soup from there. Which, like, you know, if you just eat this much vegetable, you'll probably live forever. Right, Kevin?
100%.
Which is exactly what we all would like to do. Now, with the results of the recent election, we will all live forever.
It's the law.
It's the law. And there's my juice of the pumpkin. Actually, probably onion juice, to be honest. We don't discriminate. And what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna apply coconut milk directly to the puree. Oh, it's stanky. It's a good stank.
Would it be better if you shook it before getting it out of the can?
Thank you. John's got a big brain. All right. So part of why I'm using coconut milk is that we have the luxury, that if I was using conventional cream, I would really have to like watch the soup to make sure that it wasn't curdling the cream or anything like that. Coconut milk, who cares? You know, it's not dairy. All right, so let's get this soup on a road. And the first thing we're gonna do is whisk it. And it's clearly not incorporated in any state for any purpose, but already looking pretty nice. And I think, given the state of things, we'll probably pop our toast points into the oven. And nobody is allowed to let me forget about them, lest we all suffer. Check in 5 minutes. It's gonna take longer than that, but we're gonna check it in 5 minutes. All right, let's taste what we're working with. It is delicious unto itself, but Kevin really wants to put that cheese rind in there. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. And there it goes. So I'm gonna start dressing it with other ingredients. And the craziest of ingredients we have today is fermented black garlic concentrate with dates. So this is a little bit sweet, a little bit funky. I'm gonna try a little bit. It is really, 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 really delicious, but it's concentrated. So we're gonna just add like a scoop of the soup, kind of let that blend in. And I actually think, I was originally gonna use BTB vegetable stock, but I'm not gonna do that no more. I think we're just gonna use that as our primary flavor. And we'll let that marry along. Oh, that paste is melting in. Oh yeah. We'll be back here in a couple minutes. I'm gonna add some acid to the soup. So I'm using white wine vinegar, which is like fake champagne vinegar. We'll just do a big once over and then incorporate. And I think that will add some complexity. You are free to spice this type of soup however you want. Like a lot of people will put in like pumpkin pie spices. This is, I prefer a more savory taste. So I think I'm gonna take it easy on that. But yeah, that's what's needed. And some more salt. And I'd say we're almost ready to eat. Good soup. Yeah, that's done. So the hard cheese is not a melting cheese, right? It'll melt in a kind of a funny way, but the toast is crisp. And here comes some bacon bits, which we didn't put on the toast because it was already burned. So had to be a little careful there. And in a dish such as this, a little bit of green goes a long way. So we're gonna just put random dried parsley on there, buddies.
Dry, use the fresh parsley.
I don't want to go out there. That's purely for aesthetics. This is gonna make it +1 health. And so we can serve our meal. That cheese rind is getting kind of sticky in there, but I'd say that's probably a good thing. I am serving soup in a plate for the aesthetics, but here we are. And this is the type of thing I'd say also with pumpkin soup in general, when you have like a monochromatic, kind of like singular texture, it is also nice to garnish a little bit if you want to. But I don't think I actually have anything to garnish with it, so I'm just gonna not do it.
Maybe just a little olive oil.
Yeah. Good thing, Kevin. And I'll add some cracked black pepper as well. Oh yeah, that's the stuff that we're eating tonight. All right, here's the soup. Delicious and very hot. And our toast, which I'm sure is also gonna burn me to oblivion. It's awesome. Excellent pairing. Great idea. Me. And that's how you do it. Here's Kevin eating it sometime later when it cooled. But the people want to know what Kevin thinks. It has to go in.
That's really good. It starts off onion, but ends pumpkin.
That's perfect.
Cook mushrooms in bacon grease. That's the moral of the story.
That's our show. Thanks for watching. Happy autumn. Even though we don't have cold weather no more. Bye-bye.